not collecting zero-party data is like shooting in the dark with your email marketing. Why? Because an email and a phone number doesn't tell you much about your customer, does it? Zero-party data allows you to collect extremely valuable information about your customer, motivations, needs, etc. So that way you can create more compelling copy and offers for them. In today's video, I'm gonna go over how to collect zero-party data with Klaviyo very easily. So that way you can increase your email revenue tremendously. I'm Nicholas. I've been running Leia Consulting for the past 4 years, and we generate millions of dollars in email revenue every single year for DTC brands. And I'm just here to share value. So with that being said, let's dive right into it. Hey everybody, so today I'm gonna cover how to collect zero-party data. Before I do that though, I like to go over why to collect zero-party data, which is really important to understand why, right? First things first, you'll be able to get a deep understanding of your target audience, what they want, what they're looking for, what are they trying to get out of your solution and offers. And that's going to help you to create more compelling offers and copy for your emails, campaigns, flows, your ads as well, your product pages, landing pages, advertorials, listicles, conversion rate optimization essentially, and then, to be honest, all your marketing efforts. Second, and this actually ties back to my previous point, goes hand in hand, is that you'll be able to create more compelling and efficient copy, more tailored copy to your audience. And that's gonna allow you to have a more efficient funnel. Again, whether it is through your emails, ads, CRO, whatever. And that's gonna help you obviously to have a better retention, and that equals to more money, obviously, because again, you understand your customer better, and then you can create copy, offers, things like that are more efficient and that actually resonates with them way more. So with that being said, let's dive into the actual tutorial. So when creating a zero-party data, let me put myself here, a zero-party data sign-up form. So let's go through the entire process. You can select whatever template you want. Now on your Klaviyo account, I want you to go to sign-up forms, obviously, then create sign-up form. And then here you can select whatever platform you want, whether you want to collect phone numbers or not. So let's go with the first one right here. For the sake of this example, I'm going to call it zero-party data YouTube demo, and then select your email list and then SMS list as well, create the form. Now here you'll see there are multiple steps. Obviously we've got the email opt-in step, we've got the SMS, and then here I want you to add an extra step right here, and then click on personal information. Now when it comes to zero-party data, we typically do at the agency 2 steps. So you can create 2 rounds of questions. So you can create an extra step right here as well. And then again, personal information. Now, there are 2 main ways you can utilize to collect zero-party data with Klaviyo sign-up forms. I'm gonna delete all of these right here just for the sake of this example. But, so how you create those? Well, essentially you can use 2 types of blocks. First one is a radio button, and then a second one is using buttons right here. Now let me put the question, let's say we have a skincare brand and we are asking people what's their biggest skincare challenge at the moment. When it comes to zero-party data questions, you want to ask again between 1 to 3 questions, and one of them can be about lifestyle and their current pain points in general, if that makes sense, in your industry, okay? And the second one can be more product focused. So essentially, who are they buying this for? Or for example, what are they trying to get out of your product as well? It's a good question. It really depends on your industry as well. For this example, for this first question, let's say we want to ask them, what is your biggest skincare challenge? Okay, let's say this is the first question we want to ask them to collect for your emails. So this is a pretty good question, especially again if you're selling skincare products, obviously. Now here you want to create profit property, and then you want to create a new one. Let's say we want to call it problem, right? Let's say we want to create problem, and then here you select the value. You can create a new one. So here, let's say the 2 options we want to give him is, for this example, obviously you can have multiple, you can have 3, 4, 5 different options, but let's say for this one it's going to be fine lines and then acne, right? So you want to create a property that's called fine lines, obviously, and then acne. And then I'm gonna show you later how to see those properties and how to segment these people on your flows and also your campaigns based on this information right here. So that's one option, right? So when people are going through this funnel or this pop-up, they can select either one of these, okay? Second option is using buttons, which is my preferred method because it looks better, essentially. So let's say this is gonna be the fine lines options, the fine lines kind of challenge, okay? Then you want essentially, besides having the source profile property, which comes by default, you can add an extra one. And again, you can here have the problem profile property, and then the value is going to be, in this case, fine lines, okay? And then you can add a new button right here as well. And this one, same process. So here, submit form, show next step, source, you can leave it as it is. And then here, problem. Since we haven't created the profile property and no one has actually used the profile property, then it's not showing up right now, which is normal. But once you create this, and this is really important to keep in mind, is you need to have someone, at least one person, go through the entire process and actually select those options in order for those options to appear here and then show up on your, as an option on your flows and campaigns to segment people, if that makes sense. Right now, it's not gonna show up because one, I haven't created it, obviously, and then no one has used it yet. So it is not popping up right now. But again, profile property, problem, and then select value. In this case, it's gonna be acne, right? And then the button text is gonna be acne. Of course, you have to format it correctly and make sure it looks better. But the reason why, again, I use buttons typically instead of like these radio buttons right here is because it looks better. It's more personalized, okay? You could argue that you can also use this multi-checkbox option right here, which is similar to the radio buttons option. However, in this case, you can select multiple options. And for most people, for example, in the skincare space, they will probably have multiple challenges as well. However, the issue is that once you have multiple options and people select multiple options, then you know exactly which one to utilize for your copy, if that makes sense. So if they have multiple problems, then which one's the biggest one, you know? So in this case, we give them just one option. So they can select just only one option. So fine lines or acne. Of course, you can have more, and you should have more, like at least 3 or 4 or 5, but they can only select one. So it's way easier to know which one is the biggest one, because that's the main one. So same thing goes with the second step right here. And then you can again use buttons, or you can use a radio button. So that's pretty much how you collect information once you go back to your Klaviyo account, and then you go to list and segments. You should be able to create a segment. So let's say I want to create a segment based on people who selected fine lines, right? So I'm just gonna create fine lines. The naming structure depends on how you name your segments, and it's very personal. Don't overcomplicate it. Again, you can utilize this information for you. Well, I mean, we actually use it primarily for our welcome series, to be honest with you, and then also our campaigns. But that's probably another topic for another video. So let me know if you want me to create a video about that. But essentially, for the sake of this video right here, I go to properties about someone, dimension. Here, you should be able to see, of course, again, we didn't create the profile property, but if I type in problem, you should be able to select that, and then equals, and then you should be able to select fine lines or acne. So that's pretty much it. Let me make myself bigger here. Thank you so much for watching. If you found value in this video, please drop a like and a comment below with your questions or whatever other topics you want me to cover in future videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.